Now, there's still no official resolution in the ongoing taxi violence in communities there. Since the beginning of this week, areas including Philippi East, Makhasa, Khayelitsha and Lwandle have been rocked by deadly clashes. The unrest has been so severe that police also shut down the Somerset West taxi rank yesterday. This latest flare-up comes just weeks after the Western Cape Taxi Peace Summit. Newzroom Afrika's Nasiphi Same joins us live for more now. The irony of a peace summit in the taxi industry followed by a flare-up in violence, Nasiphi. Talk us through CATA and CODETA. They are just not able, these two taxi organizations, to see eye to eye.
Michelle, this flare-up just 3 weeks after that peace summit is indeed deadly, widespread. Also, Khayelitsha, Philippi East, as you put it, and Somerset West in Lwandle, where several people have been shot, and we are counting the number of people that have also died as a result of this escalating tension between the two associations, CATA and CODETA. I am joined by the spokesperson of CODETA, and who's going to be detailing to us what the actual problem is that has resulted in this deadly violence between CATA and CODETA.
Good morning, Nasiphi and the viewers. To come to your question, yes, man, there is this kind of dispute. You might see that CATA and CODETA are right in the center of this dispute. A month ago or 2 months ago, we made an agreement that the Somerset route from Khayelitsha and the Strand route must work together in Somerset in returning people from Somerset. So the challenging that we have there is that after that, there was a number of issues that they didn't manage to resolve, such as the bus fare, the taxi fare. And unfortunately, in that period, 3 weeks back, CATA Strand chased vans of Khayelitsha Somerset in Cornerstone. That is the only thing that jeopardizes all the work that we have done as the regions in the past 2 months.
Mr. Tumana, if there is this agreement for both associations to operate on that route, why is it that both associations can't meet around the table and resolve what is currently playing out, taking into account the meeting that collapsed between the two associations recently? Why is it that you can't dialogue and find a resolve?
The meeting that we held last week, this week, yes, on Monday, we cannot say it collapsed. No, it wasn't. The only thing that happened, the CODETA raised its mandate that the gap system is not working in the industry at all. We have noticed that in number of occasions that we can count, the gap doesn't work. So after that statement from CODETA, CATA asked the meeting that, hey, this is new from us. So we asked to go to our constituents to report this. So we're expecting a meeting from the two parties after the leadership finished to speak about the date and the venue of the meeting. So we can go back to the meeting, to the drawing board. There is no problem in that regard.
And just for clarity, the gap that you speak of is both associations, CATA and CODETA, operating on that route, which is the agreement that was birthed following the violence that ensued or happened in June over the route between Mfuleni and Somerset West. I want to now know, 3 weeks later, after brokering peace and speaking in one voice as CATA and CODETA, that when there is a dispute, you will not be resolving to violence. What happened?
Nasiphi, it is very, very painful to report that, you know, after the Strand people chased the vans from Cornerstone, and the members of CODETA in Somerset, they said there is no need for us to work together anymore, anywhere. So the gap system started there to experience problems. Then, yes, we agreed upon that if ever there is any form of dispute, let us challenge the meeting, let us sit down to discuss the problem. Unfortunately, when this thing happened, We only see the people of Khayelitsha get killed, like in Somerset. One driver was get shot there, and the following that, the other one was in Vuyani. All these things came up through that process. So that was not the intentions of the two mother parties to see the war in the industry, because we agreed upon that. Let us sit down, and we are still standing firm to say each and every now and again when we have this kind of problem, let us sit down and discuss the problems.
Mr. Tumana, does it not come across as just a talk shop when you are, as an industry or as an association, saying that we have a dispute, we are going to dialogue, but when there is a dispute, that does not translate. We're now talking about commuters and drivers who are at the coalface of this violence and not the people that are steering these associations.
It is very unfortunate, Nasiphi, that all these things we don't discuss around the table. We just hear it like anybody else, even when that there is someone who gets shot in somewhere. So that only that we can shout is that, please, members, let us tolerate each other. Let us find a way to resolve our problems. We will never stay without the problems. We have to deal with our problems decisively.
We'll have to leave it there, Mr. Tumana, CODETA spokesperson. We are currently at the taxi rank in Khayelitsha. Irony being 3 weeks later, when we covered that taxi peace summit in Cape Town between the various associations, all various regions in the Western Cape were represented, government, including the mother body Santaco, forming part of those that were part of the panel discussion, getting to the root causes of the dispute and the violence that usually erupts following that, and the resolutions. And one of those many resolutions at the core of it that so many of these associations agreeing is that violence is not the solution, however, dialogue is. 3 weeks later, we find ourselves in the situation, a number of people having lost their lives due to ongoing dispute over a particular route. We are now hearing from CODETA that the operations on that route where CODETA and CATA are operating seems to not be working. We now know that they will be going back to the drawing board. However, police remain on the ground in Somerset West to ensure that violence is contained in that particular taxi rank.
Nasiphi Same, live to us there in Nyanga.